All right, hi. I'm Eric Willsen, joined here by Ethan Bell. Today we're going to be showing you what we've got so far for our work in progress 2 for our documentary about DeLand called The Dirty D, which is what me and Ethan have called DeLand since we got here freshman year. We have a couple of interesting opinions about this town that we all live in, so we'll show you what we got going on so far. Um, as you guys probably know by now, here's our concept. The premise of this documentary is to expose DeLand for its chaotic and less advertised side outside of Stetson University. The goal is to record footage of the town and hold interviews with local residents to paint a picture of what it is like to truly live in this neighborhood. A large portion of the documentary will focus on how Stetson has caused a large growth of the town over the last 15 or so years and how it affects the locals, mainly the business owners and the homeless population. The way that Stetson students and faculty feel about DeLand is vastly different from how residents who have lived here their whole lives think. Our goal is to give the people an opportunity to talk about the effects of Stetson and the true culture of DeLand outside of this campus. Now, like I said, this is going to be a documentary, and the target duration that we're aiming for is around 45 minutes to an hour. If we go a little over that, we wouldn't complain at all, just because we want to pretty much gather everyone's opinions and just get every angle that we got going on here.
Speaking of angles, here's our first filming. Basically, our locations we've got. So far, we have 3 out of the almost dozen list, I believe. We have Deco's Discount Market, which is a very, very known place among Stetson students, known to have items that they want for partying or any other extracurricular activities. And Deco's a pretty cool guy. We have obviously some locations on campus, like the Palm Court and Fountain, which we also recorded. Downtown DeLand, of course, we just want to get that whole street feel that DeLand's known for, as being the Athens of Florida, as it likes to be known. Gong's grave, he's a very, very well-known DeLand, not native, but person who ended up residing and dying in DeLand.
He helped set up the initial foundation for the town.
Yeah, economics. So, basically here's all of our filming locations. We want to go around there, get a good 10 to 15 minutes each, basically showing what DeLand looks like, and not exposing, but basically just showing this is the environment that all this chaos happens in. And so this will basically set up the interviews for each clip we have.
So here's just an example of a transition scene that we recorded. This one 15-second clip is just a random DeLand street. It's not the prettiest area, it's not the worst, but it kind of just shows the environment that the locals are living in.
As we just mentioned, this is a unedited clip of almost 10-minute long car ride through DeLand.
Yeah, as you can see, the sky was a little too bright right there, but we, like Ethan just said, we have yet to edit it. We also have more footage. I kind of just picked a random 15-second clip from it, but we do have a lot more high-quality clips, and this one will also be high quality once we are finished with it. I did not mean to do that again. How do I get to the next slide? Okay. So we got a list of people that we plan on interviewing. There is a little bit more, but these are a couple of the main ones we really want to go over. The only one we've completed so far is the interview with Mayor Apgar, who we have a clip of. We'll show you in a second. A couple of other people, as Ethan earlier mentioned, was Mr. Deco. Alabama is one of our homeless friends that we have. Dr. Leander Sia is a history professor at Stetson. Then we have a couple friends that we know from Stetson, such as Aiden Walsh, Taylor Ford, Elijah Brooks, Garrett Flint. We also want to interview a local business owner, a local priest, and a resident of DeLand who's lived here for around over 25 years, pretty much just a majority of their life, so we can really get the true aspect of how much the town has changed recently in the last couple of decades. So
the variety of these interviewees is to show basically different perspectives. That's why we have natives, and each student offers a completely different background to the documentary.
Yes, and they're all different years as well, such as Aiden Walsh is a senior, Taylor Ford is a sophomore, Garrett Flint is a 5th year currently here at Stetson.
DeLand native.
Yeah, all different stories coming around from all these different people. And we do have a couple more that we're going to add to the list, but these are the ones that we are definitely doing and have received confirmation that they are willing to be interviewed for. And like I said, Mayor Apgar is the only one that we have done so far, which I will show you a quick 30-second clip from that interview, whereas he kind of talks about the effect that Stetson has had on the community.
And one thing that a lot of people kind of chuckle at when I say this, but for the city of DeLand, Stetson's really been a people producer, in the sense that our city manager grew up in the Orlando area, and he came to Stetson, and he's been here ever since. There are any number of people in our community that came to DeLand to go to Stetson and now live here.
So this clip was taken from a 20-minute interview that took place 2 Mondays ago at City Hall, where we also got clips of City Hall that we have in our Google Drive.
Yes, and I also just want to clarify, because I don't know how this screen recording is going to sound, because we're recording with a snowball mic right now, so I don't know how the audio from this clip will transfer over to this screen recording file. The audio does sound very clear when we listen to it on the computer, so if it does sound a little messed up on this recording, just know that when we watch it in class, it'll sound crystal clear and sound a lot better as well. So yeah, that was the clip from the one interview we've had. Oh man, stop. Okay, so you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, our first reference and kind of inspiration was Bowling for Columbine, though this took a way more serious conversation point, obviously the Columbine shooting, and basically try to turn it into a, I wouldn't say humorous, but entertaining and also like enlightening documentary that really showed all ranges of the political spectrum as well as demographics of people that were interviewed, and just showed basically like the chaotic events that led up and kind of inspired Columbine, which basically we try to take an idea of that and what inspires DeLand to be DeLand.
Yes, and here is I'm going to play like a 30-second clip from this scene from Bowling for Columbine, just so you can get an idea of what Ethan is talking about.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm here to open up an account.
Okay, what type of account would you?
I want the account where I can get the free gun.
Okay.
I'd spotted an ad in the local Michigan paper that said if you opened an account at North Country Bank, the bank would give you a gun.
You do a CD and we'll hand you a gun. We have a whole brochure here that you can look at. Once we do...
Yeah, so you kind of get the gist with that one, where obviously it's a very serious subject, but in this documentary, he's just going around to banks getting free guns. So it's kind of like a humorous kind of take on it. It kind of shows the chaos, as Ethan previously mentioned, and that's kind of something that we're going for as well.
The second example we have is Channel 5, and this is basically street interviews that take place at like events that go around the country. And basically this is like mainly the most inspiring thing for the Dirty D or our documentary, because this is like showing characters that wouldn't otherwise have a platform to speak. Andrew Callahan ends up interviewing basically, I wouldn't say only homeless people, but just a wide variety of not what you'd expect to be the ordinary person. And it's so basically, yeah, no, that we can show a clip to back that up.
So this clip I got right here is from one of their videos where they went to a flat Earth conference, and they kind of just like, I mean, to be blunt about it, like if you believe that the Earth is flat, you know, there's like kind of a little craziness going on right there. So that's kind of what we're aiming for a little bit. Like, not to say that everyone who lives in DeLand is crazy, but there's definitely an interesting cast of characters that we got here, and we're aiming to have some interviews that are kind of similar to what I'm about to show you here.
Keep a distance from.
So he's doing the line.
Absolutely.
If you had to guess, who put this guy up to it?
Again, you keep asking. You want me to define who they are? I don't know who. I mean, you just can't have a blanket statement and say it's the global Zionists, or say it's the Jesuits, or say it's the Mossad, or say it's the Rockefellers, or say it's the Illuminati. It's probably all of them. Flat Earth tattoo right there. I mean, all.
Yeah, so obviously the way that we'll structure our interviews won't be like this, where we'll be standing holding a microphone up to people. It'll be more structured, as you saw in the clip from the mayor, where it like looks more professional, but the types of conversations that we're having and the answers that we're expecting to receive will probably be somewhere along the lines of this, just to further convey that idea of chaos and craziness a little bit right there.
So our updated goals, we plan on having all interviews done by the next mentor meeting, as well as the cinematic shots within the next 2 weeks. Right now we're currently working on the draft for basically the narrator / voiceover, as well as certain questions, so we'll definitely have that all done. And then after we're done basically with all the unedited stuff, we're going to start editing in November.
Yeah, so we had a little setback with the hurricane and everything. Me and Ethan were both out of state, but now that we're back, hopefully this week and next week things will really get underway. But we're confident in what we have so far, and we're still working on our plan, so everything should be finished relatively soon. And that about wraps it up for The Dirty D by Eric Willsen and Ethan Bell.
Thank you.